After one pivotal scene involving Harry Da Souza's young daughter Gina, Pierce Brosnan's MobLand patriarch, Conrad Harrigan, who has never been a particularly heroic character, is now impossible to support. Conrad, the Dread, Harrigan was once a feared crime lord in the streets of London, notoriously dangerous, and thus a wildly successful gun and drug runner. However, when MobLand begins, he is in the latter stages of his career as a mob boss, and it is becoming increasingly evident that his hold on his family, his empire, and himself is at best tenuous. Even though Conrad Harrigan and his cunning wife Maeve Harrigan, played by Helen Mirren, are killers and career criminals, they are seen as de facto protagonists in MobLand because it centers on the Harrigan crime family and their allies. Conrad's admission that he killed his rival's wife, Vron Stevenson, and then summoned his archenemy to rub his nose in her death, however, effectively proved that he wasn't a character worth supporting. In MobLand, any hope of redemption was dashed when Conrad had a brief conversation with Gina Da Souza halfway through episode 6. Following Vron Stevenson's murder, Conrad drives all of the Harrigans, their families, and their closest friends to the Harrigan Manor in the Cotswolds. This features Tom Hardy's character Harry Da Souza, his wife Jan, Joan Froggatt, and Gina, Teddy Allen, their 16-year-old daughter. Conrad discovers Gina pouting on the manor's back steps and takes a seat next her to talk poetically and learn more about her. The topic of who protects Gina is brought up throughout the chat. Gina answers that she and her mother both do so. Throughout MobLand, it has been revealed that Conrad is a serial adulterer with a penchant for younger women. Serafina Harrigan is the result of his infidelity, and Kevin revealed in episode 5 that Conrad was involved with a 20-year-old Bella, his current wife, when Conrad was in his 50s. Conrad claims that a woman needs a man to protect her before creepily leaning close and saying, "I'll protect you." Though it's possible that he means it in a fatherly manner, his history with women suggests that it was far more inappropriate. It's rather clear from the context that Conrad's offer of protection was really his creepy old man's method of making out with Gina, which is especially offensive because she's a child. It demonstrates not just how unfit he is as a person, but also how insane and conceited he is to try anything like that and think/know there won't be any consequences. Perhaps the most tragic character in the entire show is Gina Da Souza, primarily because she has had very little control over her situation. She was literally pulled out of an exam she had diligently studied for, only to be taken into the home of an elderly man who believes it is acceptable to make a pass at a 16-year-old girl, and she is constantly in danger because of her father and the work he does. And she has no control over it. It's just the life she was born into, and now she's been dragged into a literal mob war. When one considers that she doesn't even have a decent relationship with her father, and at best has a poor one with her mother, her narrative becomes even more terrible. Harry appears to be unable to be a loving husband and father because of his many comings and goings. Gina is clearly crushed when he leaves in a helicopter for Antwerp without even telling his daughter that he loves her, even if Jan reminds him. Gina in MobLand may be doomed because she is only a victim of her situation, and in most wars, the innocent suffer. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel for more videos.